It's the highlight of every Bundesliga season.
The biggest game in the Bundesliga kicks off, the Klassiker.
Borussia Dortmund, 5-time Bundesliga champions, one of Germany's most passionate clubs and a team packed with the world's hottest talent. Up against Bayern München, Germany's record champions, record cup winners and the club with the most members in the world.
FC Bayern München are champions of the Bundesliga.
We take a look at the Bundesliga's most electrifying fixture and look back on some of the most impressive, emotional and craziest stories from Der Klassiker.
And here we go, Der Klassiker. Sit back, savour, drink in, relish and enjoy.
Borussia Dortmund against Bayern München is a game of superlatives.
Football fans across the globe are gathered to watch this epic and thrilling fight.
Together, the clubs have almost 100 million followers on social media. Fans around the world share the thrills and spills. Global broadcasters bring them closer to the spectacle.
Capitán Royce, gol! Gol!
Robert Lewandowski!
It's the biggest game the Bundesliga has to offer. The rivalry between the clubs really began in the 90s. Dortmund won the league twice, lifted the Champions League and turned into Bayern's biggest domestic rivals. There were heated encounters and moments football fans around the world will never forget. The title was decided by games between these two rivals. He's a champion with both clubs and the top scorer in Der Klassiker.
Lewandowski!
The strikers scored 17 times in Bundesliga meetings between these sides, mostly for Bayern.
Robert Lewandowski there! And that is a massive milestone! Lewandowski's there to get number 5. It's another one. He lives to score goals.
But perhaps his best goal came in black and yellow.
The back heel that fooled Neuer with the sole of his boot.
Yet Lewandowski isn't the only player to cross the Klassiker divide down the years. One of the most emotive examples is Mario Götze. Once the young Dortmund poster boy, he later scored for Bayern against his old flame. Numerous stars, world and European champions alike, have played for both rivals. Legendary coach Ottmar Hitzfeld won 7 Bundesliga titles with Dortmund and Bayern, and even went a record 11 straight Klassikers without defeat in charge of both teams. The record for most Klassiker appearances amongst current players belongs to Mats Hummels with 21 games, both for Dortmund
Götze with a corner and a header in!
and Bayern.
Hummels is there! Mats Hummels!
Mr. Klassiker once even scored for Bayern with Dortmund. The all-time record for Klassiker appearances is held by current Dortmund sporting director Michael Zorc with 28 games. Of course, all these encounters have produced a number of curious moments. In 1986, Frank Mill produced perhaps the most famous miss in Bundesliga history.
Ich habe etwas zu lange gezögert und wie ich dann schießen wollte, habe ich im dritten Auge habe ich den Verteidiger kommen sehen mit dem langen Bein. Da wollte ich es zu genau machen. Ich stand noch etwas schräg.
Borussia's striking giant Jan Koller also had an interesting game in 2002. After scoring himself, he later had to go in goal after Jens Lehmann's red card. Koller kept a clean sheet, but Dortmund still lost 2-1. There was no stopping the celebrations in February 2011 when Dortmund got their first win in Munich for 20 years. Amongst the excitement, Nuri Sahin broke Jürgen Klopp's glasses. He's still not forgotten.
Die Brille kann man nicht vergessen, die Brille ist ja ein Boruseum. Wer die sehen will.
Just as unforgettable was Klopp's run of 4 straight wins over Bayern between 2010 and 2012.
Good ball through, and it's a 1-0 for Dortmund. Sahin, oh, a great strike, what a goal!
It's a Dortmund record that would lead to 2 titles. Shortly after, the focus turned to legendary coaches Jürgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, contesting matches defined by respect.
Hij is een große Supertrainer. Er hat een außergewöhnliche Leistung gemacht hier in den letzten Jahren.
Einfach so ist Bayern München in diesem Leben nicht mehr zu schlagen. Dazu ist die Qualität zu groß.
One of the era's highest quality in this great rivalry. There's also been a long list of memorable finals between the two clubs.
Jadon Sancho and Lewandowski to take it home.
6 Super Cup encounters, 4 DFB Cup finals, and the final of the 2013 UEFA Champions League. It was Bayern who won the German battle for Europe's crown in London, thanks to Arjen Robben's goal. Recent Klassikers have been defined by plenty of goals.
It is 4. It's Gnabry.
A whopping 29 in the last 6 Bundesliga meetings alone. It's quite simply Germany's most spectacular and highest quality fixture.
Amazing!
A game full of memorable moments that have created history in the Bundesliga. And we're looking forward to the next meeting between Borussia Dortmund and Bayern München. Der Klassiker.